Our Tony in the Trenches comes to us from Rick in Louisville, who, when presented with our game plan recently, asked the following question. Tony, why are you using a 3% assumed rate of return for your Charles Schwab platform when the stock market has averaged around 10%? And guess what? Rick is correct. Over the long term, the stock market has averaged 10%. So what exactly is he referring to? Well, this is our game plan. This is one of the pages I've pulled apart from the game plan. And notice this in this example, we put $150,000 of this client's money in the Charles Schwab bucket that we talked about in the last segment. Notice we're only assuming a 3% growth. The software, for various reasons, we decided to pull out money for that period of time, then stop. And notice how it continues to grow. So obviously that's only 3%, but why do we do that? You're getting ready to see that in just a second. So let's go to what Rick's talking about. This is according to Schiller. This is accurate, okay? If you go back, 10.64% is what the S&P has averaged when you include dividends since 1971. Again, that's accurate. But there's a problem with all of this. And this is the rub I have when you hear people on the radio or you go on the internet and everybody's talking about the stock market making 10% and how it's easy to do and everybody trying to predict the future and bad-mouthing safe investments such as annuities. Here's the problem. This right here. So what happens is when we're getting into retirement planning, it's one thing if you've invested 30 years ago and didn't need to touch it. Yeah, let the market ride. If you don't need the money, over the long term, if past is prologue, you're going to make quite a bit of money. But that's not how retirement planning works. In fact, let's do this. Zoom in on 1929 to 1932, Derek. Look at that. For 679 days, the stock market was down, losing 86%. You got to imagine you're retired and need this money. Let's pick another period of time. Look at that. We've talked about this before. Between January 2000 and October 2002, 685 days of a down stock market, resulting in huge losses. And who can forget between 2007 and 2009, 355 days of down market, meaning you would have lost about 50% of everything you had. And you might be saying, Tony, but what does this have to do about retirement planning? Folks, let's go to the next graphic and see the effects of what happened during 2007 and 2008 when you need to take money out. Again, long term, it's not going to affect your wallet if this thing is bouncing all over the creation. What's going to affect your wallet is when you start taking money out during these down markets. So let's imagine we go back to 2005 and you retire. You're 60 years of age, you've got $300,000 in your 401k, and you need $20,000 a year from now on. Fair enough. In 2005, the S&P went up about 5%. You took your $20,000 out, you were down to about $293,000. You're not losing much sleep over that. You do the same thing the next year, the market goes up almost 16%. You're actually way above where you started. This is looking great. The next year, you take out another 20, the market's up, you're still ahead of $300,000, all is well in Mudville. But then, here comes 2008. The market drops that year alone 37%. You still need money to live on. Folks, this is where retirement planning comes in. You can't be assuming these 10% returns. You take your 20 out, look at that. After 4 years in retirement, tell me if this is worry-free living. Your account is now down to $184,000. So moral to the story, when we're doing income planning, we are going to assume very, very low rates of assumptions. And if you're working with an advisor that is assuming 7 or 8, 9% and you're in retirement, all I could say is let the buyer beware.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like, check out these other clips. And be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for more videos.